Hi everyone, welcome to the series of Art and Culture again. We are at the ninth chapter and we are going to start the Indian music. Till now we have done all the uh, paintings, art and crafts, caves, UNESCO heritage sites. Now we are going to dig into the Indian music. Okay, so music is the soul of any culture, of course it's true. And India has had a long tradition of the musical ingenuity. Yes, of course, it has a long ingenuity in the musical domain. It is said that Narada Muni, the sage, introduced the art of music to the earth. Narada Muni he introduced. It is said that he introduced the music to the earth, and that he also taught the inhabitants of the earth about the sounds that pervades the whole universe, called Nada Brahma. A musical instrument, a seven-hole flute, has been recovered from the site of IBC. Another instrument of Ravanahatha is believed to have originated from the Hela civilization in Sri Lanka and one of the oldest known. It is to be very, it is like a devastating thing. You have found some a flute in the IBC and a instrument Ravanahatha in the Hela civilization of the Sri Lanka. Literary traces of music can be found about 2000 years ago during the Vedic era. All seven notes of the raga, this Kharhara Priya, can be found in the descending order of Samaveda, the science of music called Gandharva Ved. The science of music is Gandharva Veda. Okay, coming next, it is an Upaveda of Samved. Parts of the instrument veena are mentioned in the Aitareya Aranakya. The Jaminia Brahmana speaks about dance and music collectively. Musicologists have proposed theories about the word Om being the source of all the ragas and notes. Panini in the 4th century BC made the first proper reference to the art of making music, but the first reference of music theory was discussed in Bharata's Natya Shastra, which was written and compiled in the 200 BC to 200 AD. So first, you can also say कि जो first reference है of course musical theory. So first reference of the musical theory is discussed in the Natya Shastra. Coming to the history, much of the development of the music stemmed from it being played at a religious sites, of course. Uh, ये मच ऑफ डेवलपमेंट क्योंकि रिलीजियस साइट्स पे ही होता था, मंदिर में हो गया, ठीक है, अदर पिलग्रिम्स हो गया. This type of ritualistic music was displayed in the later Vedic period through a type of music called Sangama, which involved chanting of verses that are usually set out to musical patterns. So basically वर्ड्स होती हैं जो, अब फॉर एग्जांपल यू कैन सी द श्लोक ले सकते हो आप, दैट इज पर्टिकुलर टाइप उसको म्यूजिक की फॉर्म में गाया जाता है. जैसे कि if you get any bhajan from today, that is for example, you will take the example of the Mahishasur Stoth, you will get to know it is purely a um, different language, like it is not usual Hindi, but you are singing that in the form of a song, in the notes format. That's why you can say कि उस टाइम पे इसको if you give the musical pattern to the particular thing, it should be easy to remember. Yeah? The epics also were set to narrative type of music called the Jatigan. The first work that clarifies and elaborated on the subject of musicology was Bharat Ka Natya Shastra that contains several important chapters on music, especially those that identified the octave and elaborated on its 22 keys. These 22 keys are recognized as Shrutis or Srutis. So जो 22 कीज थी बेसिकली क्या है कि चैप्टर चैप्टर है उसमें, ठीक है। बेसिकली इनको 22 कीज में डिवाइड कर दिया और उन 22 कीज को विल कॉल दैट श्रुतिज और द श्रुति, ठीक है। द डिस्टिंक्शन वाज मेड इन द दतिलैम जो भी है दतिलाम, a text that endorsed the existence of 22 Shrutis per octave and made the suggestion that these were the only sounds that the human body could make. Okay, Sarangadeva, 13th century musicologist who wrote a classic text on music, the Sangeet Ratnakara, seconded this. Okay, he also supported. Sangeet Ratnakara defined about 264 ragas, which is including some of the North Indian and Dravidian repertoires. Its greatest contribution was to identify and describe the various microtones and classify them into the different categories. Later, some medieval texts on musicology focused on particular themes. ठीक है, जो medieval टेक्स्ट है उसमें भी म्यूजिकोलॉजी को मतलब एक थीम दी गई है, ठीक है। If you go with the Brihadeshi, written in Sanskrit between 6th and 8th centuries by the Matanga, focused on the definition of the raga. So Brihadeshi is written in the Sanskrit, ठीक है। It is also, you can say, particular uh, musically focused theme. Okay, written in Sanskrit, of course. Other important texts of this period include the Swaramela Kalindhi, written by the Ramatya in the 16th century, which has again dealt with the primary with the ragas. Okay, Chaturdandi Prakashika, written by the Venkata in 17th century, also well known for the important information it contains on the Carnatic musicology. So just note down this is what is Carnatic musicology. When these type of word comes, right, is like comes very important. Carnatic musicology. Okay, internet is not connected. Okay, internet is unconnected. Okay, let us do with फिर देख लेंगे इसको. Let us move further. We have a Gurukul systems. So during the ancient and early medieval periods, evidence can be found in the existing Gurukulas where students lived with their teacher in order to become master in the arts of music. So Gurukul system is nothing. It's known as ashram and embodies the Guru Shishya tradition होता था यहाँ पे. Very close relation between teacher and student. In ancient periods में the teacher or master was sage and the students had to live in the hermitage for 12 years, gained knowledge by serving their master. These hermitages received patronage from the kings or the wealthy persons. In-depth knowledge मिलती थी uh, whether a prince or a commoner were treated the same, and there's no discrimination. Of course, it's a false. There is a discrimination. The change in the tenor of music came with the influence of Persian elements. Change in tenor of Persian, the influx of Islamic and Persian elements changed the face of North Indian music. For example, Dhruvapad, or the devotional style of singing patronized by the rulers, was transformed into Dhrupad style in the 15th century. By 17th century, a new form of Hindustani music evolved, that is Khayal style. Furthermore, many more folk singing emerged. Uh, the sculpture of Gandharvas are found in the different locations of South Asia. Gandharva are the celestial musicians carrying different type of musical instruments. According to Hindu mythology, they are the musicians of Lord Indra heaven. They are also mentioned in the Vedic literature. It's okay. So basically influx जब हुआ अपना पर्शियन स्टाइल और इसका तो आपका ये ध्रुपद बन गया एंड यू हैव आल्सो ख्याल स्टाइल ख्याल स्टाइल whatever. Okay, anatomy of Indian music. Before one delves into the different types of and kinds of the Indian music, it is necessary to understand the anatomy of Indian music. There are three main pillars of Indian music: rag, tal, and swar. So, three pillars of this, which is of course the raga, the tal, and swar. Let us just turn on the internet first. Okay, coming to the swara. In the ancient period, the term swara is associated with the recitation of the Veda. Over the time, this term is used to define the note or scale degree in the composition. So this swara is used to define the notes and the scale degree of the composition. In the Natya Shastra, Bharata divided the swaras into a scale of 22 notes. ठीक है, नाट्य शास्त्र में वही 22 नोट्स यानी कि श्रुति से श्रुति बोल दो वही है आपके नोट्स. Currently, the notational system of the ancient time is स्वर को associated with the recitation of Vedas. Over the time क्या हुआ कि इन्हीं को आप नोट बोलने लग पड़े. This term is not a scale degree composition. नाट्य शास्त्र में जो भारत का डिवाइड कर रखे हैं स्वर आपके 22, that is also called these are स्वराज. श्रुति जिनको आप बोल देते हो स्वर की डिवाइड करके रखे. Currently, the notational system of Hindustani music. Currently, the notational system of Hindustani music is defined by the following abbreviations. Whereas this is Sare Gama Padani. The seven swaras together is called Saptak or Sargam. जब सारे गामा पाधानी मिल जाते हैं दिस सेवन स्वराज, ठीक है, इसको हम सप्तक बोल देते हैं या सरगम बोल देते हैं. He described each pitch using the names mentioned in the table on the right side. He described each pitch using the names. तो आपको टेबल मेंशन करके रखा है जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू कैन से सा function is a tonic sa and the pitch is shadaza. So I'm not used to it or I'm not first time hearing this. This I have this we have all studied, listened to. For example, if you के Ma, it is subdominant madhyama pitch is there, madhya pitch you can say. Coming next, the swara differs from a shruti. Shruti is a smallest Okay, where we have seen कि the match होते हैं. For example, in the Natya Shastra, Bharata divided the swaras into a scale of 22 notes. स्वराज into the scale of 22 notes और वही 22 notes को तो हम श्रुतिज बोल रहे थे है ना. The key notes are recognized 22 key notes जो जो keys थी. Okay, this somehow they are different. Shrutis are smallest gradation of pitch, representing the quality of frequency, microtones, or which only 12 are audible. These 12 include the 7 Sudha Swaras or 5 Vikrit Swaras. Okay, देखो 22 है उनमें 12 ऑडिबल है. 12 में आपके पास 7 शुद्ध स्वर है, शुद्ध स्वर है और विकृत स्वर आपके पास 5 है. और 12 आर ऑडिबल, 22 में से 12 ऑडिबल यानी कि टोटल 22 में से आपके पास 12 ऑडिबल मतलब आपके 10 नॉन ऑडिबल. 12 में से इफ यू टेक 7 दैट आर कॉल्ड एज शुद्ध स्वर या शुद्ध स्वर. That are your, of course, Saregama Dhani, and this remaining 5 that are Vikrit Swara. Okay, that is how it goes. Easy to get it. Okay, the word Raga comes from the Sanskrit word Ranj, which literally means to delight or to be happy and satisfy a person. To Ranj means to satisfy a person. The raga form the basis of melody, while the tal becomes the basics of the rhythm. So basis of melody is your rag, and tal is your basis of the rhythm. Each melodic structure of the raga has something similar to a distinct personality subject and a mood evoked by the sound. The basic element necessary for the working of raga is the basic element जो है necessary है for the working of a raga is the note on which it plays. मतलब basically अगर राग को आपको work कराना है you should be know the basic notes इस पे वो base होता है. According to the number of notes in the raga there are three main you can say jatis of the categories: Audhav, Audhava, Shadhava, and Sampurna. Pentonic rag, hexatonic, and the heptatonic rag. So these are the notes. A pani note है इसमें 6 note है इसमें 7 note 5 6 7. Oh, rag is nothing a scale or not a mode, but it's a scientific, precise, subtle, or the aesthetic melodic form which is on peculiar ascending and the descending mode. Okay. So rag bhed, we have the three major types of rag bhed. Suddha rag, if any notes that are absent in the composition are played, it's natural and do not change. देखो शुद्ध राग मीन्स basically pure. ठीक है. If any notes that are absent from the composition उनको आप प्ले करो फिर कॉम्पोजिशन में कुछ आते हैं वो एब्सेंट है वहाँ से और आप उन नोट्स को ही प्ले कर देते हो ना इट्स नेचुरल उनकी फॉर्म चेंज नहीं होती. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू आर लिसनिंग टू अरिजीत सिंह सॉन्ग इफ यू आर जस्ट आप उसकी वोकल्स को गायब करके एक ट्रैक बनाते हो. ठीक है, एक ट्रैक था आपने वोकल्स गायब कर दिया अरिजीत सिंह के बीच से, अब सिर्फ म्यूजिक रह गया. अगर आप इन म्यूजिक के बीच में से 1 मिनट उठाओगे, फॉर एग्जांपल 3 मिनट का था और आप 30 सेकंड में उठा लोगे, 30 सेकंड किसी पर्सन को सुनाओगे जिसने कभी अरिजीत सिंह सुना हो तो ही विल बी आइडेंटिटी नेचुरली फॉर्म चेंज नहीं हुआ उसको पूरा गाना याद आ जाएगा उससे. दैट इज शुद्ध राग. Chaya rag. Okay, this is a rag in which if any notes that are not present in the original composition are played. देखो जो ओरिजिनल कॉम्पोजिशन में राग नहीं थे अगर आप वो प्ले करते हो दैट इज ऑफ कोर्स चेंज हो जाएगा बिकॉज वो थे नहीं ओरिजिनल कॉम्पोजिशन में. वही ना अगर आप किसी और का सॉन्ग प्ले करोगे दैट विल नॉट अरिजीत सॉन्ग. ठीक है. संकीर्ण राग. the combination of the two or more ragas. Hence, every rag should contain a basic five notes. So, principal note, वादी बोल देते हैं उसको, ठीक है. The next important note is the queen, which corresponding to the fourth and fifth note, not our task. सेकंड मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, तो फर्स्ट आपका वादी हो गया, सेकंड मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट आपका संवादी हो गया, थर्ड आपका अनुवादी हो गया, विवादी हो गया, ठीक है. सो फाइनल जो आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन होती है, ठीक है. Furthermore, the accent of the note means that each note is higher than the preceding note. Okay, like that. Okay, each note is higher than the preceding note. It's called avaroha, where each note is lower than the preceding note. जहाँ हाइयर मिलेगा ना आपको, वो आपको अरोहा और डिसेंडिंग नोट मिल देंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल एक दो, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस ये डिसेंडिंग नोट और सिमिलर बेस, ये इंक्रीजिंग थे, ये ऐसे हो रहे थे, ऊपर को चढ़ रहे थे, सारे गामा पर. Our oha is like, ठीक है, our oha is simply basically a descending, ठीक है. Depending on the ascent and descent of these notes, the ragas are divided into three speeds of laya: Vilambit, slow, madhya, medium, and tirth fast. So, although there are 72 melas or parent scales on which ragas are based under Carnatic music, South Indian music, these are six main ragas under Hindustani music uh, repertoire, and all of these are time and season specific and evoke a particular time of emotion. So these are the rags, you can also say, no? Bhairav Rag, dawn, Indore, morning, Deepak, night, Megh, late night, Shri this. Okay. So these are the rasas. Coming to the tal, a rhythmatic group of beat called tal. A rhythmatic cycle ranges from 3 to 108 beats. According to the concept of tal, music time is divided into simple and complicated meters. This theory of time measurement differs between Hindustani and Carnatic music. The uniqueness of the concept of tal is that it is independent of music that accompanied it in its own division. Okay, grouping the beats is tal, and we have a 3 to 108 beats. तो grouping कर लो इसको, that is called tal. The theory of time measurement differs between Hindustani and Carnatic music. The uniqueness of the concept of tala is that it is independent of the music that is accompanied it, and it has own its division. Okay, we'll not go in there. हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या चीज़ है. Okay, thought. Thought is a system of classification of ragas into different groups. This is too much, like, too much stressing topic, you know. Okay, let us make this easy. Thought is a system of classification of raga into different groups. Currently, in Hindustani classical music, 10 thought classification is adopted. According to the Pandit Vishnu Narayan Bhatkhande, जो भी हैं ये, one of the most important musicologists in the field of North Indian classical music, Pandit Vishnu Narayan Sahib. Each of the several traditional ragas is based on a variation of 10 basic thoughts or music scales of Rodak. Thought is can only be sung in Arohi. You can say ascending order. भाई ये ऐसे ना thought को सिर्फ आप ascending order में सुन सकते हो. Third should have 7 notes out of 12 अवेलेबल जो आपके शुद्ध स्वर और विकृत स्वर है. हमने डिस्कस करे थे शुद्ध स्वर एंड विकृत स्वर आज. और असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में ही करने पड़ेंगे आपको ये. तो ये आपके कम्बज, काफी, अस्वरी, भैरवी, भैरव, कल्याण, माड़वा, पूर्वी, टोडी are the thoughts. Thought has no emotional quality unlike ragas. So टाइम फॉर द ऑफ कोर्स रागास के लिए टाइम रखा गया है. तो यू कैन से 12 PM to 12 PM. पूर्व भाग जो भी है, ठीक है. So other components of raga में आपको gradual exposition of the raga that emphasizes on Badi, Samvadi. Another silent feature of raga, slow tempo is called an alap. So slow tempo of the raga is called alap. It is typically sung at the beginning of the raga. Okay. Thirdly, the basic note in a fast tempo is called tan. So alankar. Finally, during the composition of music piece, ornamentation is required in the form of alankar. You can say thought or ragma difference. Origins of these are scales which are produced from 12 swaras. 12 swaras हैं आपके विकृत और अ, भूल जाता है बार बार. विकृत और शुद्ध स्वर को मिला के. Ragas belonging to the genre of thoughts. Number of notes, 7 notes in it. Raga must have at least 5 notes. Or 7 type of note. आरोहा हो सकते हैं लेकिन राग में आपके आरोहा और अवरोहा दोनों हो सकते हैं. Melody. It is not necessary for thought to be melodious as they are not sung. Should be melodious. राग वादी सामवादी नहीं होते पर राग वादी सामवादी होते. कमिंग नेक्स्ट इंडियन म्यूजिक की क्लासिफिकेशन में हम आएंगे. तो हमने बेसिक देख लिया. नाउ हियर इट बिकम्स इंडियन म्यूजिक. There are many different categories of Indian music prevalent in the Indian subcontinent. Okay, let us discussing this in our next lecture. So keep just tuned because this is just the basics what we have done, and we'll just go into this now. Thank you.